Where we see humans in need, it is our duty to respond. As a people of faith, it's our duty to respond. They're waiting for us to respond to their need. And that's really the one thing that I would say to any parish, that there is a family waiting across the ocean for you to sponsor and support them.
Anglican United Refugee Alliance. We just say Aura, and we within parish ministries are not always mindful that there's a small dedicated staff team in Alex and Marin that really do the bulk of this work, as well as a board and a series of volunteers that have really devoted their spare time, their energy to creating a structure that allows the church to just pick up and run. And so one of the gifts that we have as a diocese and as our Anglican church in this area is this refugee partnership program.
I'll see if my memory is serving me right. I think it's Teresa Avila whose essential quote is saying, you know, we are the arms of Christ, right? The love of Christ is going to come through our mouth. Our arms are going to be the ones that do the deeds. And instead of throwing money at an issue, and we did throw money at an issue. However, way more than that, we threw hearts and boots and hands and actually did the work.
So I would say to anybody trying to start at square one, you're not too small. The church is not too small. You have a wider community to draw on, and there is a lot of value in that. Don't be intimidated. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. As I said, it's like missional work on steroids. You're happy one minute and you're crying the next. You're frustrated one minute and then everything falls into place. It's a roller coaster, but it's amazing results.
This effort of sponsoring refugees caused our better selves to kick in. And Christchurch Deer Park raised an enormous amount of money. In fact, we were able to sponsor a second family because we had raised more than we needed for the first family. It was simply a wonderful, wonderful experience for the community. And what I have found is that people do not want to stop. Bringing in one family, supporting one family was not enough. They're saying, you know, I have read in the paper, I know that there are now 80 million displaced people in the world. How do we do this? How do we continue?
Are we blessed? Have we gotten to a point where we're being nudged, or where someone has knocked on our door and there's an opportunity for us to more deeply live our faith? And so it's that sense of the resources are in place, the spirit is willing, the need is there. Communities just need to really prepare and make the mental adjustment of moving into a new family way as a faith community. Are we going to embrace this? Can we be relational? And if we're at a point where we're seeing a need and thinking we're going to solve a problem with the money we can raise, or to just bring people here, I would just encourage a little nuance to the plan to really make sure that the interested parties are open to committing to a relationship, and also building some flexibility into their plans, that they can be adaptive, responsive, and that way just allow God's blessing to work through these new families as they bring their gifts to our communities.
I think the big thing was, though it was a huge amount of work, it was a wonderful character defining experience for Holy Trinity.
Yes.
So, and if you ask Holy Trinity to tell a story about herself, the church will, with pride and joy, talk about the ministry with the Duku family.
Yeah.
And I would say when you're coming out of a refugee camp like Kakuma, and I'm going to speak very broadly intentionally, it would not be surprising to find some issues around physical or mental health coming out of that trauma. And Holy Trinity's ministry in some ways could perhaps have been life-saving.